Hi everyone, this is my second blog post. I changed the locations from the first location because the lighting isn't very good. So I hope the lighting's better, it looks a lot better. First subject I'm going to tackle is Occupy Wall Street. I've been doing some research and I have some thoughts. Here's how I think the Occupy Wall Street movement came to be. People saw all the revolutions that were going on in Egypt, Libya, and the other Middle East countries with dictators. They saw how ordinary people stood up to injustice and came out on the winning side as these dictators began to step down, or in the case of Gaddafi, were killed. People saw these revolutions glorified on their TV screens and thought, hey, we can do that too. So they packed up, made signs, and headed to what some see as our Libya and Egypt, Wall Street. But Wall Street was just the beginning. Soon, Occupy rallies popped up in other areas, and soon every major city had a branch of the Occupy tree. People seem to be protesting many things, including big corporations, the cost of college tuition, the so-called huge money gap between the top 1% and everyone else, and I even saw a video of someone who wanted his college tuition paid for him. I see a few problems with the Occupy Wall Street movement, or OWS as some people call it. For starters, the difference between what the Middle East countries were protesting against and what the Occupy Wall Street movement is doing. In the Middle East, the protesters were fighting against dictatorship and total government control. They wanted free markets, free elections, and freedom. The Occupy Wall Street movement is protesting free markets and capitalism. I have watched interviews with protesters who say that capitalism is greedy and unfair. The Occupy Wall Street movement seems to think that big corporations should share the wealth. While people group the Middle East protests and the OWS into one group, if you look under the surface, they pretty much want the opposite. The second problem that I have with the Occupy Wall Street movement is something that I heard from Adam Carolla, and that is that the mentality of this generation is seriously skewed. I agree, and will use this example to explain. When the Occupy Wall Street movement generation were kids, I know that there are people of all ages in this movement, but it's mostly college-aged kids and people in their mid-20s. When they were kids, there was this thing called participation ribbons and trophies. Basically, it's this mentality that everyone is a winner, and therefore you get a ribbon just for showing up. This whole everyone is a winner crap is not training your kids for life. Because as soon as you get into the real world, you see that the world does not play fair. And just because you show up does not mean you will get a prize. You have to work hard for the things you want. It used to be that people would look up to successful businessmen and think, hey, I want to be like him. But now it's, oh, look over there. That guy who's so rich is so greedy. Where's my private mansion and my yacht? Well, maybe if you work your tail off, maybe one day you'll have a mansion. These are some of my thoughts on the Occupy Wall Street movement, and if you have your thoughts, please comment below, but please don't be nasty about it or I will delete them. Anyway, thanks, have a good day.